In today's video, I'm going to show you the #1 way to improve and get more kills in Warzone. Because if you want to get better at Warzone and get more kills, it all comes down to learning how to fight outnumbered. And the best way to do that is by playing solo duos. And here's why. You're never going to learn how to 1v3 or 1v4 without simply learning how to 1v2 first. And by playing solo duos, that teaches you how to execute your gunfights better, how to use your information better, and how to make better decisions. So that's why I got y'all with a 20 kill win in solo duos that I'm going to be breaking down and giving y'all tips and tricks throughout the gameplay. So make sure you pay attention to these tips and tricks because they will make you a better player. They may even help you drop your first 20 bombs. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So the first thing I'm going to be breaking down is going to be your landing spot. You want to be landing the same spot every game, especially when fighting outnumbered, because doing this is going to let you improve really quickly. Because by landing the same spot every single game, you're going to memorize where all the crates are and where all the money is, so you can land in and immediately start working towards that loadout. And it can also help you know if the spot is going to be sweaty or not. Like, I land control every game, and by doing this, I know the area is sweaty, I know where all the crates are, I know where all the money is, and by doing that, I can immediately go there and work towards my loadout. But if you were to land somewhere like Industries, you know it's not going to be a sweaty spot and you can loot up. But I do recommend landing a sweatier spot because that's going to help you improve really quickly. That's what I did from the get-go, and I improved within a year and got from a 0.75 KD to a 2.5 KD. So I recommend landing a sweatier spot. Tip number 2 is going to be backing off gunfights when you're not in a good spot to take them. So right here I see this enemy and I finish plating up and then I jump out this window. Well, why do I do this even though I'm fully plated? Well, as I'm going behind here after I've seen that enemy, I'm plating up. And then whenever I slide back out here, I see he's on a head glitch. I know 100% if I stop here and try to shoot him, I'm going to lose that. So I'll go ahead and jump out the window since it's right in front of me. So I can break his line of sight. You'll see it again. Broke his line of sight. He can no longer shoot me. So then I go inside this room, and then there's 2 more enemies, but I'm able to finesse and get out of this situation right here by backing off again. So make sure that if you're not in a good spot or you recognize like the enemy has an advantage over you, you just back off the gunfight and try to find a different way to engage it again. So tip 3 is going to be working towards your loadout immediately. And what I mean by this is the second your feet touch the ground, your main focus should be shifted from getting kills to immediately getting that loadout down. And let's be honest here, you feel more comfortable fighting with floor loot guns or your loadout guns and your perks and your lethal and tacticals. And a huge mistake I see so many people making in this aspect is they will spend the entire first circle looting up for the perfect floor loot, like an 8 armored plate vest, like a muni or a gas mask, and wait for free loadout to drop, then go get their loadout, instead of just looting up the second their feet touch their ground and then getting that loadout down immediately. And this is really important, especially if you are fighting outnumbered and playing solo duos or even solo trios and maybe even solo squads, because this is going to allow you to get into the fight much more quicker than you would if you waited for free loadout to get down. Because let's be honest here again, who's going to win? Me with a meta NPC 25 or someone else with a floor loot DS20 Mirage? Me, because I got the meta SMG and they got the slow shooting DS20 Mirage AR. So make sure you are trying to get your loadout down immediately, not putting yourself into too many gunfights until you get that loadout down. Just focus on looting up and try not to get into as many gunfights as you would unless you have your loadout. Now the only exception to that is if everyone's looted the crates in your POI that you landed and you have to get kills to get money. So keep this in mind and apply it to your own gameplay, and I can guarantee you, you will get way more kills since you have your loadout. Tip 4 and 5 is to strafe off shooting and to use your cover against your enemy. So as I jump down here to kill this enemy, you can see like I'm moving around and I use this wall against him. I'm going to break it down for you real quick. So whenever I jump down here and I'm shooting at him, I'm moving my left stick, which increases my rotational aim assist. It makes me a harder target to hit. And then I use this wall against him to break his line of sight, and you can see him. He's still shooting the direction that I came from, so whenever I slide out, I'm able to get him, and I add a little jump in there to increase my rotational aim assist, and to hit him higher up to get more damage on him. And all that combined makes me a harder target to hit, makes me take less damage in that gunfight, and increases my rotational aim assist. Now this is a BO6 gameplay, by the way. It's not a BO7 gameplay, and they did nerf aim assist a little bit, but if you are a pretty good controller player, then your aim should be back to normal within about a week. But if you have relied on aim assist as like a crutch, then your aim's going to be kinda off. So make sure that you really pay attention to strafing and moving your left stick left, right, and backwards, and just basically moving it while you're shooting to increase that rotational aim assist so you have the best aim possible. So tip number 6 is going to be buying UAVs when you're able to. What a UAV does for you is it gives you tons of information for the price of $6,000 or $3,000 at a fire sale. As you can see here on my minimap, there's tons of information on there. You can see there's enemies at prison, at headquarters, like near factory, there's people at living quarters, and there is something to note from this. You don't have to buy an advanced UAV anymore. Well, it's not necessary, because in BO7 they took out to where advanced UAVs don't show ghosted players. Like they don't show up as the little dot instead of like the arrow. They just don't show up at all. So I recommend buying one UAV, then holding one in your pocket, because it will give you the 60 seconds of UAV, but pings every 3 seconds. So keep that in mind for whenever you're playing BO7, since like I said, this is a BO6 gameplay. So tip number 7 is going to be learning when to ADS and when to hipfire. And learning the skill is going to be really important to learning how to win more gunfights and take less damage in them, and overall becoming a better Warzone player. So I'm going to break it down with this clip right here. So as I come off the zip on, the enemy's really close to me, so I hipfire. He starts to move, then I ADS on him to track him, then I hipfire again, and then when he gets behind this AC unit and jumps, that's when I hipfire again, because he's kind of close to me and I've already tracked him with the ADS. And what this does for me is, for 1, increases my rotational aim assist because I'm moving. For 2, opens up my FOV so I can see more, because whenever we aim down sight, our FOV gets kind of like smaller so we can aim better. So by me keeping it open when he's really close to me, I can see more. And it also helps me be able to kill him and take less damage because I'm able to track him better. I'm able to like move around and see where he's moving to and avoid his shots. And a mistake I see so many people making, especially my little brother, is if an enemy's really close to them, they will just keep their sights aimed down sight and they'll just try to track them through that when they're right up on them. Or something else that he does, and a lot of y'all probably do, is over hip fire. This means like just hip firing in any gunfight, like moving around hip firing, or like if they're backing up, you're backing up, you just keep hip firing and you don't aim back down sight. And there's a skill to learn from that. It's called snapback, which is what I was doing on that one clip, is where I just kept snapping back on him by ADSing and hip firing. Is whenever he'd get far away, I'd ADS to try to track him when he was moving, and then whenever he got closer, I would hip fire. So make sure you really try to learn the balance between hip firing and ADS, because it will help you take less damage in gunfights and overall become a better player and win more gunfights. Tip 8, and easily one of the most important tips for when you're fighting outnumbered or trying to become a better Warzone player, is learning how to farm teams. And what this means is, whenever you kill an enemy on a team, or kill multiple enemies on a team, and there's only one person left alive on that team, you want to just leave him alone and come back to him later and try to find different gunfights. You're going to see it right there. Whenever I killed that one red skin, I end up rotating over here so I can like kind of give his teammate time to respawn back so I can keep farming this team. So whenever I do rotate over here, his teammate is probably spawned back by now. And this is 100% mandatory in solo versus duos, because almost everyone can 1v2, and 1v2 is all you need in solo duos to wipe a team. That's why it dies out so quickly, and that's why a lot of solo duo games, if you're actually trying to wipe the lobby, you can end it by fire sale. So make sure that if you're in solo duos, solo trios, or even solo squads, that you are farming the lobby and always leaving the last guy up if you're looking for a high kill game. But if you're looking for the win, then by all means, go ahead and wipe the lobby. So editing this video and doing these voiceovers, I just realized after I got that one done about farming teams, I just realized when I rotated back over there, I didn't kill the second guy. But all that information I just gave you still applies. So make sure you're trying to farm teams as much as possible if you want high kill games.
Don't let up now. 3 squads left in the Warzone. Stay alert. Fire sale is active. Buy station prices.
So you're probably wondering why I wiped this team even though I just talked about farming teams. Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. I knew that if I was able to get this team out of the game, it would get me up to 17 kills and one other team left in the lobby. So if I was to wipe the other team immediately, it would get me up to 19 kills. But remember what I said about farming? I end up farming them for 1 extra kill, and that's what's able to get me up to 20 kills and the win in solo duos. But there's also another reason why I did this, and it's actually me using my brain for once and not playing this game like a total idiot. I knew that if I was able to get that team out, then I would go into the end game knowing there's only one other team left, and I knew that if I could get a UAV, I would know exactly where they're at. So that's why I did that, so that there would only be one other team with me, so I would only have to keep eyes on one team since I would have a UAV up, and I could position towards them, and I wouldn't die by getting shot in the back by another team, and my awareness would not be scattered across the map. It would only be scattered into one area and focus there. So keep that in mind if you are so close to the 20 bomb, or even the 30 bomb in solo duos, that you only try to leave one team up, or 2 at the least.
Resurgence is about to end. Make it count.
Marking target location. Changing map, forget it. Marking target location.
Alright, chat, this is gonna be a bit difficult now because, it's third circle. I gotta wait for these guys.
Gas is closing in.
Tactical incoming.
Good work down there. Target down. Marking the rest of them. Fire sale's over. Adjusting prices. Enemy UAV is online. Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them. Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps.
So tip 10, and the final tip closing out this video, is playing confidently. Not once in this video was I not playing confident, because I trusted my aim, my movement, and my game sense to bail me out of gunfights in case things went wrong, and I knew I was going to be able to win most gunfights. And even if I did die once, twice, or even 3 times, I knew that I was going to be able to regain and get right back into the action. So if you struggle with playing scared or not playing confident, go check out this video right here, because it's going to help you learn how to not play scared and push gunfights more aggressively and overall become a better Warzone player. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video or just enjoy my content in general, please consider dropping a sub down below, because I'm trying to become the best and biggest Warzone streamer there is, because I really enjoy making videos and I really enjoy playing this game. So with that being said, go check out that video like I said before, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.